Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Tim, and together with Pauson in the background there, we co-funded a fish farm here in Uganda. Today we are at quite an interesting site. I've not been here before. This is actually where we get a lot of substrate or waste for our BSF, and it's the abattoir. So, local abattoir, there's quite a smell. Ooh, it's got a really strong whiff there. And I'll show you around and I'll show you what it is that we are, why we're coming here. So Kampurira is part of our team, as you'll know him. He comes here very regularly and collects the waste. And what they do is, this is the shed, and they've every day they slaughter cattle here. I think it's just cows. You can see traces of blood. So they'll process the cows, sell it. The local officers will check for disease, things like that, and anything that's will only sell to the market what's safe for humans. But they bring them down here, and then you get the various pits. So blood, it's fairly clean. It's been swept down, but these channels will carry dung, blood, things like that. And of course you get a lot of what's called green waste. So in here, just a manure pit. Those flies going crazy, they're loving it. This is when you slaughter cows. They have 4 stomachs, 4 chambers really. There's a lot of stuff they haven't eaten yet, haven't digested, and this is the manure. That's actually really good. It's been partly digested, and then there's some more here, I think. It's been left for a while, and then that, here goes some more dung. This stuff is really pretty good, nutritional, really high nutritional content. So we use some of this, some vegetable waste you'll see in the market. We use that in our BSF, and then they're recycling. You can see a couple of horns lying there, look. So horned cattle here. Those nutrients are being eaten up by the BSF, and then we're feeding the BSF to fish or chickens or whatever. And so it's just part of the natural process of life. There's a couple of horns here. This channel is where most of the blood goes. So blood actually is incredibly rich. It's really high in protein. You see, it's mixed in with banana leaves just to sort of absorb some of it. And some of it's congealed down there. But this is really good quality, high protein feed, especially the blood stuff for your BSF. And then what you're trying to do is you want to give them a balanced diet, as it were, of waste. So some vegetables, some old mangoes, pineapples, tomatoes, cabbages, a bit of dung, which is basically just the grass has been fermented a little bit, some blood. Really good diet for BSF. And then you're getting high quality BSF. They grow really quickly. We've been working with there's another guy who's buying, I can see the marabou stalk. Can you see that? Sorry, just interrupt. How big that is, the marabou stalk. All the ibises were all over here, scavenging. We shooed them. Well, we didn't shoot them off. We just walked up and they're scared of us. Anyway, what I'm saying, there's a guy who is doing, he's basically selling chicken. There's a guy who's doing beef. And they're taking ice offers, but they're actually coming with some of their chicken offals, because just the bits that when they clean the chickens they can't sell or do anything with, they just get dumped. Often that's work for somebody because they've got to bury it or something like that. So we actually get to use that for our BSF, which is really, it's high and it's really good value stuff. And all you're doing is you're copying the natural order of nature. You're just recycling things, right? So it's great for us. It's like drinking trough here, I think, for the cows. And we need to clear out bits. There's a bit of plastic there, but most of that's just pure substrate. It's really good. It's not been contaminated with stuff. We can really use this. We're getting a 3-wheeled bodder soon, and it's partly for this, because obviously this weighs a lot. We are a few kilometres away from where the maggots are, so we just need to be able to transport it fairly straightforward process. So this is the abattoir. It's very exciting to see it. Maybe not your idea of a fun place to be, but for me, I just love the efficiency. It's like this is circular economy, really, in in so many ways. You know, circular economy is this idea that an economy needs to be circular in nature, and waste shouldn't be waste. It needs to feed back into the system, so everything is a circle and loops around. And we are, as farmers, you're a part of that often. The cows come here to drink. That's what they're looking at. As farmers, we're a part of that, right? But most farmers only get to be a one part. So they grow a crop, something, and that's it. But we are, because we're doing fish, maggots, now the waste comes in, and then we're feeding it to humans, and then you're getting this loop, which is really good. So yeah, exciting. We need to look at, currently taking the manure, we're not taking the blood. I need to do a bit of research just on disease transmission with BSF, because you need to be careful of that. As we all know from coronavirus, that was very much part of interacting with jumping the species, as they call it. So it's quite a rare incident that happens, but the more you interact with different species, the more likely it is to happen. So we want to be sort of responsible BSF, responsible people. But I think actually I've done some bits of research. I think BSF generally are very hard insects, so they're not going to get ill. They don't actually pass on most viruses or bacteria because they naturally secrete, I think it's enzymes that, there's a bird and there's a wagtail on Pauson's bike, in the wing mirror. They naturally secrete enzymes that stop that type of thing from happening. But things like liver flukes, which you can get in the livers, that's one of the conditions that, when they're checking, they look for liver flukes. I'm not sure about parasites. If the eggs, I think I read somewhere that the eggs can stay dormant and just go pass through the BSF. So we're not feeding cows BSF, it's just chickens or fish. So I think they'll be okay. They don't get liver flukes, I don't think, but I just want to double check things like that before we move on. In other parts of the world, they'll process the blood. Bone meal gets crushed, but bone gets crushed, skin, all this stuff can get processed and heat treated, but we aren't able to do that, so we need to just make sure we're safe. But yeah, good to be here, and hopefully you've enjoyed this video, pretty much a one take, which I think it merits in its own right, and it's good to see how we're closing the gap. So this waste just lying here, they take it away and bury it somewhere else as it gets full. It just doesn't get used for anything. So it's great that we can actually use that and help reduce the cost for farmers. Use some of that nutrients that's just lying there being wasted. So it's great. We're really excited that we can use that, and we're looking to sort of scale up and get more of this, but we need that 3-wheel bodder, which is coming and it's on its way. Big thanks to Gatsby Africa for it. Right, that's me. Thanks very much for watching and getting this to this point. Do drop a like and a comment if you've got this far. Always good to see, and we'll see you on the next video.